India is changing rapidly. Power is consolidating. The voice of opposition is shrinking and the constitution, it's being tested like never before. Imagine this, a government with broad majority in both houses, no real resistance, laws passed in hours, institutions went into obedience, and in the middle of it all, your rights, your freedoms, your democracy hanging by a thread. So I ask you, who guards the constitution when the opposition fails? Who defends your liberty when power goes unchecked? The answer lies in one of the most powerful legal shields ever forged by the Indian judiciary, the Basic Structure Doctrine. Tonight in the episode 8 of the special series, we are not looking back. We are looking at the battlefield of today. This is not just a legal discussion, it's a wake-up call. The doctrine in the age of majoritarianism is still relevant. Stay with me, because what we unpack tonight may define how you review Indian democracy forever. In the last decade, India has witnessed the emergence of a powerful parliamentary majority, unprecedented since the 1980s. With majorities in both houses, the executive today can pass laws, amend policies, and even propose constitutional changes with little opposition. This isn't about one party or ideology, it's about the structural question. What happens when the checks and balances are too weak? When the opposition is fragmented, the judiciary under pressure, and the civil society silenced. In 2014, the 99th Constitutional Amendment created the National Judicial Appointments Commission, an attempt by the Parliament to reform how judges are appointed. It has near unanimous support in Parliament and was ratified by 20 state legislatures. But in 2015, the Supreme Court struck it down. The reason? Judicial independence is part of basic structure, and the court believed the NJAC compromised that independence. This triggered one of the biggest confrontations between Parliament and the judiciary in modern Indian history. Critics called it judicial supremacy. Defenders saw it as the judiciary saving itself from executive capture. As Justice J.S. Keher quoted, "The independence of judiciary is the bedrock of our constitution. Without it, there is no constitution to protect." Whether you agree with the verdict or not, the NJAC case revealed the continued power and the necessity of the Basic Structure Doctrine. In a system where constitutional amendments require only a special majority, what stops the dominant government from diluting the very principles of the Constitution? This isn't hypothetical. Imagine an amendment that removes the right to equality, or changes the secular character of the state, or weakens the election commission. Without the Basic Structure Doctrine, such amendments would be legal. They would be valid, they would be binding. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar once warned, "However good a constitution may be, it is sure to turn out bad if those who are called to work it happen to be a bad lot." Let's remember, the doctrine emerged in 1973 to prevent a repeat of the emergency, when a parliament with brute power suspended fundamental rights. In the years since, the doctrine has been invoked to protect democracy, secularism, federalism, and the rule of law. These are not abstract ideas, these are the soul of republic. Today, with institutions under strain, civil liberty is being contested and the dissent being criminalized, the doctrine may be more relevant than ever. It's not just India around the world. From Hungary to Turkey to Brazil, we have seen what happens when powerful governments dismantle checks in the name of the majority. The judiciary, when truly independent, becomes a final wall protecting democratic constitutions. India's Basic Structure Doctrine is rare, even unique in the world. Let's be fair, critics argue that the doctrine puts too much power in the hands of unelected judges, that it allows courts to veto the will of the people. Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar called it an undemocratic overreach. Some say it risks making the judiciary unaccountable. But here's the counter question. In an age of powerful governments, what happens when no one is left to say no? The Basic Structure Doctrine was born in conflict. It has survived decades of political change, but now, as Parliament grows stronger and dissent weaker, the question is no longer whether it should exist, but whether it is still strong enough. Democracy needs guardrails. The doctrine is one of them, but guardrails must be maintained. They must be defended and they must be understood. What do you think? Is the doctrine a timeless safeguard or an outdated relic? Should judges have this much power, Or are they our last hope in an age of majoritarianism? You have just witnessed what happens when unchecked power threatens to rewrite the rules of a republic. The Basic Structure Doctrine is not just a line in a judgment. It is the spine of a constitution, a silent guardian, a constitutional firewall built not for the ease of today's rules, but for the safety of future generations. Majorities may come and go, parties may rise and fall, but what must remain is the soul of our republic. So let me ask you, what kind of democracy do you want to live in? One where power writes the rules, or one where principles hold power accountable? I want to hear from you. Comment below. Is the doctrine still relevant? Should judges have this power, or should parliament always prevail? If this conversation stirred something in you, don't let it stop here. Share this video, tag a friend, talk about it with your family, your colleagues, your classmates, because awareness is the first step in protecting what's yours. Thank you for being a part of this mission to reawaken constitutional thinking in India. I am Advocate Amod Bidhuri, and see you in the next hearing. Thank you. Subscribe, like, share, stay vigilant. Jai Hind.